It's time for the Wendy Williams Show. Today, Emmy winner, Oscar nominee, Hollywood legend, Alfre Woodard. Plus, Alfre's Grammy-winning Steel Magnolias co-star, Jill Scott. And find out why Jeff Dunham is America's highest-paid ventriloquist. Now, here's Wendy.
Weekend, and we've got a great show planned for you. And I heard that Marc Anthony and Jennifer Lopez are fighting over the twins. You might have an opinion on this one. I know I do. Plus, Nicole Kidman. Did she counsel Katie Holmes after her split from Tom Cruise? I've got the answer. Let's talk about it. It's time for Hot Topics. With you too. Fridays make it even better. I know. I'm excited because the weekend is here, because on Sunday night, the part 2 of the Jersey Housewife reunion. I always have to remind myself of something. The Jersey Housewife reunion comes on, and right after that, I'm going over to see Andy Cohen for Watch What Happens Live, which comes on at 11. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that, and Teresa and all the shenanigans. It's always fun to talk to Andy. Okay, so let's talk about Nicole Kidman. Nicole revealed some pretty intimate details of her 11-year marriage to Tom Cruise. I didn't realize it was 11 years either. I know in your mind you're like, they were married for 11. Yep. Nicole told an Australian magazine called Who magazine that she wasn't ready for married life when she got married to Tom at the tender age of 23. She said that she got married really fast and really young, and then she battled depression after the marriage failed in 2001, but she says she has no regrets about the marriage because out of the marriage, she had 2 children, Connor and Bella. There's Connor, who looks so much like Tom, like a black version of Tom, you know what I'm saying? And you see them a lot, like the paparazzi pictures of them at basketball games, and they're doing stuff that fathers and sons do. And then Bella has got a boyfriend, and they live together somewhere in West Hollywood. I've seen that in the magazine. So anyway, those are the kids that Tom and Nicole had together. But she said she was too young for all of that. And she also answered the question that we've all been dying to know the answer to. And she says, contrary to media speculation, she never canceled Katie Holmes after Katie filed for divorce from Tom. So, remember we were talking about that here on Hot Topic, and I said, well, you know, that's mighty big of her to counsel Katie, because there's a part of me, if I was Nicole, who'd be like, you know what, I left that life. You know, I was in it for 11 years, I left it, I am now married and happy, I have 2 biological children of my own. You're gonna have to deal with your own problems, Katie. But no, Nicole said she never talked with Katie about Tom. And she's got a new movie coming out too, Nicole Kidman, Sexy. It opens today, it's called The Paperboy. Have you heard about it? Yeah. You've heard about it? Well, I'll tell you the premise for those of you who haven't. It's a sexually charged, racially charged movie set in the 60s. Nicole plays a sexed up bleach blonde. There she is. Look at her thighs. It looks like she might have put on some weight in a good way. In a good way, right? Anyway, and I wonder if she went home to Keith Urban with that makeup. They say that she did that makeup herself for the role, and the sexed up hair and everything. I love their love. I've told you that before, Keith Urban and Nicole. Anyway, there's buzz about a particular scene in the movie where Nicole urinates on Zac Efron's character. Now, I don't know whether I'm more surprised at the urinating or that Zac Efron has done such a seamless job in transitioning from boy to man. You know? He is hot and juicy, and you know, even though I loved him and Vanessa Hudgens, remember when they were together, the High School Musical co-stars together, when they were together as boyfriend and girlfriend, but once they broke up, I think that's when he really started to, in my opinion, like be like manly. So back to this movie Paperboy that they're both in. It's directed by Lee Daniels, friend to our show, and Lee revealed that he wanted Nicole's character to use the N-word, but Nicole's son Connor, who happens to be black, didn't feel that it was right for his mother to use the word. So, well, it depends on what the role was, I guess. But you know, either way, it looks like the movie's going to be a good one. I'd like to see it. Speaking of Lee, he just finished another movie that we've talked about here on Hot Topics, The Butler. It's the one starring Oprah Winfrey and Mariah Carey. Like, there were a lot of different actors and actresses and singers and whatnot in it. Anyway, Oprah tweeted a picture, and in my opinion, it's good. It's our hot shot of the day. Take a look. This just proves that sexy is in the eye of the beholder. It's not necessarily, you know, a young girl or anything. Look at that sexed up hair. First of all, she's wearing something that some of you would think is not so attractive, which is a house dress, but it looks good there. You know, the room looks like it is on fire. The lighting is perfect, and while smoking cigarettes is not attractive, it looks good there. Terrence Howard looks like he wants some of that. Sex, sex, sex. Now that's what I call acting. I'm going to see that one. When does that movie come out, Butler?
It comes out next year.
Sometime next year. In other words, they don't know. Jennifer Lopez and Marc Anthony are arguing reportedly over their twins, Max and Emmy. They're 4 years old. Look at that little Emmy, looks just like her mother. Would you look at that? Would you look? Oh, daughters are so cute. Anyway, they're fighting over their twins and whether they should allow their twins to go into entertainment like their parents. Well, RadarOnline.com is reporting that Marc wants the kids to have normal lives, go to school, and when they turn 18, make a choice as to what they want to do in life. Jennifer, on the other hand, wants the twins to, well, you know, they've already had a modeling ad. You know, they modeled with her in a Gucci ad in 2010. And Emmy, the little girl, went to her first fashion show in Paris this week with Jennifer's. You know what? The thing about you, Casper, is that you try so hard to be cool, you are corny. You are so, I mean, you know when a guy just tries, he tries so hard to be, it's like manufactured cool. Jennifer, when are we gonna dump him? Just saying. Anyway, all right, so the 4-year-old Emmy is wearing about $2,400 worth of Chanel accessories. And, well, Jennifer can afford it. We can't really hate on, I mean, you know, money is relative to the people. You know, Jennifer's got so much money that $2,400 for a 4-year-old to wear is nothing. My thing is that why would you want to push your children into going into entertainment? She wants to be their momager. And I understand what she's saying there. She feels as though if she's on the set, then she can make sure that they aren't part of any horrible child labor practices or anything like that. But entertainment is no place for children. It's just my opinion. Entertainment is no place for children unless you're the first in your family and it's a means to the end. You know, like in the case of Honey Boo Boo. No, I mean, you laugh, but you know what I'm saying? When would the family make that much money so quickly and be able to really, you know, stack money and get themselves out of a situation? But in my opinion, once you have children and you're already in entertainment, at least allow them to go till they're 18. Or in my case, they owe us until they're 21. After college, then your life is yours, you know? But anyway, so good luck with your decision. But I am Team Marc on this one, because you know, he was married before to Diana Torres, and you never see those kids. I couldn't even tell you what those kids look like, or how many he has with Diana Torres. They're like normal kids off in the cut someplace. Anyway, moving right along. Let's talk about Chad Ochocinco. I mean, here's the thing. He had a lunch date, and it's caused quite the stir. It was 2 weeks after his divorce from his former wife, Evelyn Lozado, when Chad was spotted in West Hollywood, and he was with actress A.J. Johnson. As soon as I saw this picture, I said, this is not a date. like, you know, I know her loosely. She's smarter than that. You know what I mean? And not that desperate. I mean, he's damaged. I mean, we're all damaged in our own way, but he's freshly damaged. He hasn't even healed. So you know, AJ, though, you might remember her from the House Party movies with Kid and Play, and she also played Tyrese's mom in the movie Baby Boy. She's a MILF from way back. All the young boys have always had it bad for AJ. She's 49 years old, and Chad is 34 years old, and I didn't believe it. And then they both took to the Twitter to clear it up. As it turns out, she is his life coach. See, I told you she was smarter than that. She's his life coach. I totally believe it. She hasn't acted in almost 10 years, but she's good. You know, you see her guns and her muscleness. So, you know, she has taken all of that physical fitness to good use. She's a very popular fitness trainer and life coach. Some of her clients include Anne Hathaway, Brandy, and Emily Blunt. So, you know, anyway, I never believed the romance. So now we've dispelled it here. Moving on. We all remember Happy Days and the spin-off show Joni Loves Chachi. P.S. Do you remember when Scott Baio had his reality show on VH1 and we were able to see him with all of his cool friends and they always went golfing and stuff? I love that show so much. Anyway, one of the stars of Joni Loves Chachi is this Scott Baio right here. Well, he's returning to TV. Yeah. And it's not a reality show. It's a new Nick at Night show comedy called See Dad Run. Perfect, Scott. Perfect. Okay. It's about an actor who becomes a stay-at-home dad while his soap opera wife returns to the limelight. I like the premise. But the happy days are over for his former co-star of Joni Loves Chachi, Erin Moran. Well, she's facing some tough times, but in my opinion, you put yourself in this position, Erin. Well, she was living with her husband and his mother in the Indiana trailer park owned by his mother. That's when last we talked about her. Do you remember? I told you they fell on hard times. Erin and her real-life husband, they lost their home in California, fell on hard times, and they moved in with her. It was just, you guys, it's just bad lighting. Look. They moved in with his mother in Indianapolis, or in Indiana. They don't have any children, so it was the three of them there living in the trailer. And her mother-in-law was ill, so she did a very good job of taking care of her. I was reading in one of the magazines. The mother-in-law had no problem with her. You know, the paparazzi would catch her, you know, getting a smoke on the steps of the trailer park, and it was all good. According to the National Enquirer, though, the newest report is that Erin's mother-in-law is sick of her nonstop partying and coming home from the bar with rowdy crowds of friends, bringing them into the trailer. So now the mother-in-law has kicked them out, and now Erin Moran and her husband are homeless, which is very sad. But this is not, and goes back to Scott Baio. This is not Scott Baio's problem. This is a woman who apparently she needs a job and a home. But if she's not responsible enough not to bring a gaggle of people back to a trailer park where her mother-in-law is sick, then she's not gonna be responsible enough to show up to the set and do her job. Do you follow me with this one? Because a lot of people were saying, well, he should give her a job, he should give her a job. Why? I mean, we're our brother's keepers up till a certain point. That's all I'm saying. Good luck, Erin, and good luck, Scott. Hey, keep the claps going. We have a really great show for you. The hilarious comedian and ventriloquist Jeff Dunham is here. Plus, another Wendy watcher is gonna cut her hair for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But up next, the fabulous stars of the new Lifetime movie Steel Magnolias. It's Alfre Woodard and Jill Scott, and they're both here. So you keep it. Our first guest is an accomplished actress with over 100 film and TV credits, and now she's starring alongside Felicia Rashad and Queen Latifah and Jill Scott in Lifetime's remake of the classic film Steel Magnolias. Take a look.
I used to think you were crazy for marrying that man. Then for a while I thought, she a glutton for punishment. Now I realize you are on a mission from God. Your man threatened to put a bullet through my head.
He is shooting blanks, Miss Weezer.
Trump would never aim a gun at a lady. Oh, he a real gentleman. I bet you he takes the dishes out the sink before he pees in it.
Please welcome the incomparable Alfre Woodard. Thank you. Yeah, you are short and you don't have on heels, but you've got good feet. Wait, keep your feet right there. We're gonna give you some shoe cam.
Okay.
Yeah, glamorous. It's nice to finally meet you.
Thanks, darling.
We are fans here on the show.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Alfred has had a fabulous career. You know, you've been nominated for an Emmy 17 times and won 4. Big. Do you pick and choose your own roles?
Yes, I do. I read something and I feel like, you know, you can just read it like you're reading the paper, but if you read it and something starts to stir and you start to feel a character or feeling emotional, but I always, Wendy, I don't go to work unless I feel like I can think of something that somebody else may not think of doing, because if it's obvious and somebody else can do it, I'd rather watch somebody else do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so then that means that you don't work unless you want to, which, in other words, you are very, very happy where you are in life right now, so you don't have to work.
Well, even when I didn't have a pot to piss in, I still just chose.
You chose, yeah, you were very, oh, I got it. Wow.
That's a saying.
Oh, yeah, but no,
Yeah.
I understand. Where are you from originally?
Tulsa.
Really?
Yeah.
So there are not a whole lot of roles for black people in Hollywood. The roles for black women are even slimmer. How much has it, because you've been acting now for over 30 years?
38 years.
Yeah. So you've seen a lot. How have the roles changed for black women in Hollywood?
That gets kind of depressing. Okay, so,
Aw.
well, there is progress, of course. There is progress, but it is the slowest kind of progress when you know how easily. You go anywhere in America, whatever happens to you, all kinds of people, every color, every ethnicity, every persuasion, they come out. You know, you get in the interstate, you know, the car comes with the paramedics, you know, a big skinhead guy with tats and everything might drag you in there. You're in there like a little Indian man is like getting your IV together, and then there's a brother driving, they wheel you out. All these people
Stereotypes.
involved. But
Yeah.
then you go on TV, you're not gonna see any of those people unless it says, you know, 200-pound Vietnamese man is going to do your incision. So until we start, I think, reflecting how our lives are as Americans, it's not really progress.
The remake of Still Magnolias, you know, it's an all-black cast with all-black characters. Were you concerned about taking this role initially?
I'm just looking at your nails. Your nails are fabulous.
Thank you. So are yours.
But, no, I was not concerned because do you play music? Do you play an instrument?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I used to play the clarinet.
Okay, right. So when you get that music and it says, you know, Mozart, concerto for clarinet and piano.
Right.
How many millions of people have played that music? It is a classical piece of music. You pick it up and you interpret it, but you play the notes. It's the same thing with a classical piece of.
But this piece that you guys are doing, Still Magnolias, it's set more recently. It's not
Yes.
as far back as the original one with Sally Fields and them. It must have been great being there with all those girls, Queen Latifah and Jill Scott and stuff. Especially for you, because you picked this role at a time in your life. I heard you're now an empty nester.
Yes.
How is that? Because you're free.
I've
Well,
just
you can go to
stopped weeping about it. That's how
really?
I am. Oh, yeah, but it's because I have, like, fabulous children. And my Duncan, the love of my life, he was the last one.
How old is he?
He'll be 19 in January.
He's in college?
He just went to college 6 weeks ago.
And so the movie only took, and how old is your daughter?
She's 21.
21. The movie only took 18 days to make, you guys. 18 days, which is, I've never heard of something happen so fast.
Actually 17, because we lost 2 half days to weather. Yeah.
And your husband, 26 years Alfre has been married.
29.
29? Your husband, Roderick, how are you guys living this second part of your life now that your children are gone? You're still acting. What does he do?
He's a writer, and he has an art gallery. But at first we were weeping and bumping into the walls. And then we realized, like that first couple of days, we realized our area was the smallest area of the house. This is a modest house. We have a 3-bedroom house. And so,
how long have you lived there?
Oh, 21 years.
I love to hear that.
Well, we've been on that same spot 29 years. But it was like a couple's house, and then we just added a couple of extra bedrooms for the kids. But at first we were like bumping into the walls and like weeping and that. But then their area is called a mosh pit. And they got like a big couch and a TV and everything. We don't even have a TV in our room. And so, we're crying. Then I said, oh, I'm gonna sit in the mosh pit. Oh, we can turn on the TV. Hey, bring some wine. Oh, then we were spread out. And the dogs came.
It sounds like a charmed life. One thing before we go into the break I want to comment on, and I say this to you a lot when we do Hot Topics, there are only a handful of actors and actresses and famous people who are in the magazines every single week. There are more people like you, though, who fly under the radar and you live these charmed lives outside of the tabloids. That's to be applauded. Good for you. Stay with us, okay?
I will.
Up next, Alfre Still Magnolia's co-star Jill Scott is going to join us here on the couch. Keep it here.
Listen now, my ladies only get the best. I've never lost a client to the cut and curl or the beauty box. You know why? Because your ladies get only the best? Because I have a philosophy that I've stuck with for 15 years. There is no such thing as natural beauty.
That was a clip from Lifetime's remake of the classic Steel Magnolias. I'm sitting with the legendary Alfre Woodard. Alfre's character actually in the movie is Shirley MacLaine's from the original. And now I'm about to introduce you to the woman whose character is the Dolly Parton character. Our next guest is a Grammy Award-winning singer. She's a talented actress, and we love her. Please welcome the lovely Jill Scott. I just saw you on the cover of Essence magazine, and you cut all your hair off.
Yes.
And is this a wig or a weave?
It's a hat.
It's a hat. Oh, I love that. A hat. Why did you cut all your hair off? Because I've seen you short before, short and natural.
Yeah, I actually cut my hair off maybe every 2 years, I would say. Just life renews, and I just cut off the dead weight.
Yeah. What? When you said every 2 years, you looked to Alfre for reaffirmation. Are you guys friends outside of this movie and prior?
I just looked to her because this is my sister.
Yeah.
This is my sister. We met on the set. Actually, we met in New Orleans
in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, getting it. And a couple years later, here we are doing this film together.
Yes. Oh, that's nice. So now, Jill, well, that is nice. Because you know what I mean? It's nice when people meet on a movie set and then you realize that they're friends outside. It's nice.
I hear you.
It is nice. Now, look, Jill, you recently turned 40.
Yes.
Please tell me you love it.
Fabulous. 40 is amazing. I have been waiting to be an adult, a grown woman for forever, and I finally feel like I've earned that.
Like you could say what you want to say
what I
and
want.
not apologize?
And it's a wonderful feeling.
I love it too. I love it.
40 is fabulous, darling.
So now, Alfre and the cast gave Jill a surprise for her birthday.
Yes.
Tell us all about it.
I was actually, they're knocking on my trailer, knocking, and we started, you know, I would say maybe 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes. And they're knocking on my trailer. I keep saying, go away, because I need this 20 minutes of rest before we start again. But they wouldn't stop, and I went outside and they were throwing me a surprise birthday party on set. But I wanted that 20, you don't understand. I really,
you needed the 20 minutes.
I really wanted that 20 minutes. But there's Queen Latifah and Alfre and Felicia Rashad and Kenny Leon standing there, and the new ladies, Condola Rashad and Adaparo Aduye, standing there for my birthday.
And cake for 400 people.
It was very sweet.
Oh, that is sweet.
Very sweet.
Now, how's your son doing?
He's awesome.
Do you have a man in your life at this particular time? I know at one point you were married, and now you're not married, and then you went on to another relationship and you had your son. He's beautiful. He's 2?
He's 3.
He's 3 now. Do you have a man in your life now?
Yes.
Are you in love?
Yes.
Good for you. Good for you. You know, in getting ready for today's show, I was thinking, you know, because Alfre is an actress. You are an actress and a singer. Are you an actress or a singer at this point? And which one do you value most? Like, which one are you really pursuing now?
I don't know how to live without the two. As a singer, I act. I have to relive the moments inside of this song and be that girl and feel those feelings while I'm singing it. So it's all, they're married. They live together. I'm an actress and a singer. I've been acting for 20 years.
When's the next album?
The next album is in 2013. There's going to be 2.
Are you still based out of Philly?
No.
You've moved from Philly.
I live in LA.
And you live in LA.
I live in LA.
Do you see Alfre sometimes out there? Do you all
No,
meet?
we just talked about that. I never see her.
Alfre minds her business. No, we were just saying that though. It's good. Alfre, I heard that you kept the cast laughing. Now, I'm not going to ask you to do this on account of you are a dignified woman.
You know what?
But
if you know what it is, and on the count of 3, we'll all do it together.
I'm not doing the Tootsie Roll with you, Alfre Woodard. You are a dignified woman. Alfre Woodard humored the cast by doing the Tootsie Roll.
No, well, I renamed it the Jelly Roll. But it helps keep the energy up on set.
I understand, but you are a dignified woman. I can't have you do that here.
Who told you I was dignified?
I can't wait to see this movie. I know it's going to be great. Remakes are always a lot of fun, and the cast is phenomenal. Thank you both ladies for stopping by. Steel Magnolias is Sunday night at 9 on Lifetime. You guys keep it here. Up next, some of you Wendy watchers have some really amazing celebrity encounters. We're going to share them with you right after the break. Keep it here. Conversation that we just had with Alfre and Jill. I really did. That was fun. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. It's time for everybody's favorite fan out. Let's get started. Our first celebrity fan out comes from Jane H., who's a Wendy watcher in Plymouth, Minnesota. And Jane says, "How you doing, Wendy? My friend's son works on American Idol out in Los Angeles, and while visiting him, we bumped into Randy Jackson in the parking lot. Randy was very cool and incredibly nice. FYI, Jane, Randy not only shares the judging table with Mariah, but, you know, he's also her manager. I wonder, in negotiating her contract, did he get that usual, you know, 10, 12, or 15% that a manager gets? Anyway, okay, so our next celebrity fan out comes from Nikki K., who's a Wendy watcher in Roselle, New Jersey. And Nikki writes, "Hey, Wendy, while working at my tattoo shop, I noticed some guy with an entourage of people. It was Adam Levine." Adam gets tattoos in Jersey, apparently. Anyway, Adam got a tattoo, and afterwards he brought lunch for everybody in the shop. Adam also gave me front row seats to see him in concert. I couldn't believe how personable and cute he was. You know, besides doing the music, he still does have his job on The Voice, and he's going to be a guest star on the hit FX show American Horror Story as well. I know. Okay. Our next celebrity fan out comes from Victoria C., who's a Wendy watcher in Kingston, New York, and she says, hello, Wendy. My mom and I went to see a play starring John Stamos. Then we hung around at the stage door. When he came out of the stage door, we got a picture with him, and John told me he thought my nose ring was a pimple. John, by the way, the cast of Full House, recently reunited Victoria, and everybody was there except for the Olsen twins, of course. Our next celebrity fan out comes from Michelle A., who's a Wendy watcher in Littleton, Colorado. And Michelle says, hey, Wendy. I was visiting Los Angeles with my sister and a friend, and while we were walking around, we spotted Lenny Kravitz standing on the corner. Just standing. Look, my friend asked him to take a photo with us, and he sweetly said yes. It completely made our day. By the way, you know that movie, The Butler, where Oprah looks sexy with a cigarette? Lenny's also in that movie, too. And Robin Williams is going to be in that movie, and so is Terrence Howard, so The Butler. Okay, our final celebrity fan out is from Yvette P., who's a Wendy watcher in Queens, New York, and she says, hey, Wendy, how you doing? My husband and I were vacationing at a resort, and while we were working out, my husband pointed to a guy and said, that's Bruce Springsteen. I ran and got my camera and asked if I could, and I asked my husband to take a photo with him, and he said yes. Bruce said that when he first saw us, when he first saw my husband, he thought he was Lionel Richie. Bruce was really cool, and we kept bumping into him over the next few days, and he always spoke. We love him. All right, first of all, your husband does look a little like Lionel Richie from the neck up, but most importantly, the boss in the tank top is the most. Thank you all for sending us your celebrity fan outs. We love them here. If you ever have an encounter with a celebrity and you want to share, go to wendyshow.com. Keep it here. Up next, the hilarious comedian and ventriloquist Jeff Dunham is here. Has made a giant career out of hanging out with a bunch of dummies. He's the highest earning stand-up comedian in the world and has a new Halloween special on Comedy Central called Minding the Monsters. Take a look.
Look, do you really think bat nuts scares criminals? Of course, especially if they have a nut allergy. Face my honey roasted justice. So it seems to me like I'm standing next to a poor excuse for a Batman. And I'm standing next to a poor excuse for a white man.
Please welcome the very funny comedian, ventriloquist, Jeff Dunham and Tina.
How are you?
I'm doing very well,
Thanks for having
Jeff.
me. I am so disappointed Alfre didn't get to do the Tootsie Roll.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you wanted to see that. I wanted to see that. You wouldn't let her do it.
I can't. She's a dignified actress.
Yeah, I know, but we're on this show. Hey!
How you doing, Peanut?
I'm doing fine. Wendy, it's so nice to meet you. This is so much fun. And I heard Alfre talking about, you talking about how it's tough for black women to get roles in Hollywood. How about a purple guy? It doesn't happen.
But you're doing just fine.
Yeah.
Jeff, what's it like hanging out with, when people say, well, you're hanging out with a bunch of dummies? I mean, earlier in your career.
Yeah. Well, you want to answer that?
Excuse me, I have to get something straight here, Wendy. You say the word dummies in this politically correct society. It is actually wooden Americans.
Wooden Americans?
Yes.
Wait a minute. No. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're not made out of wood.
I don't care, but thank you. Yes, that's what we're saying?
No, well, I was actually going to compliment Jeff. Jeff, you know, he's had an amazing career. He's on Forbes' most powerful celebrity list, included on that list are people like Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, Jennifer Lopez, yes. I gotta tell you, Jennifer she's been married so many times, she has a prenup in her pocket. Did you know that?
You like
I love J-Lo, yeah.
Anyway, so, and by the way, the most powerful celebrities,
All that means is he's a really good arm wrestler.
that's all it is.
So Jeff got his first puppet when he was 8 years old.
Right.
You were an only child?
Only child.
Of course.
So was this... Oh, by the way, I love your mother's beehive.
The beehive hairdo. Oh, yeah, look at that. Wait,
Yes.
the picture. Oh, that was what the on was for. Yeah. My mother has, still to this day, they're both in their 80s, and she still has that hairdo, and that's her hair.
That's the cat's meow.
It's not a hat.
And so you were an only child.
Only just think about that for a second, Wendy. Do you really think if he had older brothers and sisters, they would have let this happen? This is just sad.
It is an odd profession. I look at pictures of other ventriloquists and go, really? Is that what you do?
Yeah. But I mean, you've made a monster career out of it. Your big break happened at The Tonight Show. Tell everybody about The Tonight Show way back in the day when you went on.
Oh, with Carson, yeah. The first time I was on, that was April of 1990, and I was on there, and you can see Walter, and Peanut and I had come out and done our bit.
Yeah.
And then you went in the case.
Whatever, right, yeah.
And then it was just Walter and me on the couch, and I got called over and sat down and pulled Walter out.
That was a big deal. You know, everybody doesn't get called over on Carson. So when you get the call over, that's huge.
Well, for stand-up comedians, you had to go on like 2, 3, 4 times before he went, okay.
Right.
And so to be called over on the first time was a big deal. So he sat down. Freddie de Cordova had told me, put Walter behind the couch just in case.
Walter's a racist, kind of like Archie Bunker.
Well, he's a curmudgeon. I wouldn't say he's racist.
Okay.
He's opinionated.
Okay.
He's opinionated and he has views.
Yes.
And and he has a lot to say about the debates last night. So we'll talk about that later. But
Walter. So anyway, you got on Carson, you sat on the couch, and
Right.
kind of things started happening very quickly from you.
Oh, yeah, but I got to tell you, though, some of my favorite lines were from that very night. I pulled Walter, and I had no idea what I was going to say. And, like, I heard Letterman say one time that going to talk to Johnny Carson is like talking to the guy on the $5 bill. What are you going to say to him? It's like, how's everybody? How's the family? No, you don't do that. But we sat down, and so Walter took over, and what did Walter say?
Walter looked at Carson and said, oh, look, I know you. You're my wife's first husband. Yeah, you paid off my mortgage.
He was married quite a bit.
Right.
You're getting married for the second time yourself?
Getting married for the second time, yeah. A week from tomorrow. I see. We're from Saturday, whatever it is.
Are you
Friday.
having a big
Friday.
wedding?
It's Friday. Sorry, it's Friday. Yeah. We're having a.
You should know this crap.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Peanut, I'm with you.
But you know what? Just getting married for the second time, you know what I said to him? You don't get a call from the governor, then turn around and strap yourself back in the chair.
Look, Peanut,
Yeah.
do you like Jeff's fiance?
Oh, Idol. What's your name?
Audrey.
Oh, yes, Audrey's a lovely young lady. Yes, it's very fine. It's great, it's great.
Peanut, I know that, with Jeff getting married and Audrey now being in the picture, does Audrey come on the road with you guys?
I can answer that.
Oh.
Whatever.
Yeah, Audrey's there a lot. She's actually a fitness trainer and did competitions herself as a fitness model. And I got to tell you, she has helped me. I've lost 25 pounds in the last
good for
few
you.
months. So,
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? As long as you're here, let's talk about a couple of hot topics very quickly.
Fitness competitor, by the way, not model.
A
Anyway,
fitness competitor.
Big difference.
Well, speaking of fitness, dance mom Abby Lee Miller says that Honey Boo Boo is fat.
Oh.
What are your thoughts, Jeff, Peanut?
Well, my first thoughts on Honey Boo Boo, I'm not sure about the name. It sounds like something that Yogi did to Boo Boo that he didn't want to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, but do you remember when TLC used to stand for the Learning Channel?
Yes.
What the hell happened?
And do you care to weigh in on Mariah Carey versus Nicki Minaj on American Idol?
Mariah and Nicki, I gotta tell you, that fight there was more entertaining than the debates last night. But I gotta tell you, Keith Urban, what a guy.
I feel for him. I have three daughters, so I know how it feels right in the middle of those two.
But I gotta say, Keith is the prettiest of those three.
Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Give it up for Jeff and Tina. Jeff Dunham's world premiere of Minding the Monsters airs Sunday night at 9 o'clock on Comedy Central, and Jeff's CD is available, or DVD is available in stores everywhere. And studio audience, you're going home with yours today. Keep it here. Up next, Wendy Williams cuts her hair for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Keep it here. Welcome back. You know, earlier this week we kicked off our Wendy Hair Drive all month long. We're asking Wendy viewers to get their hair cut by our friend, celebrity hairstylist Nick Arrojo, and their hair will be turned into wigs for breast cancer patients. So today's donor is young Gianna Delasanti. Hi, Gianna.
Hi.
Honey bun, how old are you?
6.5.
She's 6.5. And how long have you been growing your hair? All your young life? Is this your first haircut?
Yeah.
Okay, you scared? Don't be scared. You're young, it'll grow back, but you're doing it for a good cause. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, Nick. Now, you know, drum roll, please. You know you have to have at least 8 inches of hair in order for it to make a wig.
Gianna, how you feeling?
Good.
You doing good?
And you can never have dyed it or colored it in any way. And this is good young girl hair.
This is your first
haircut.
Big.
There you go! Yay! Yay, Gianna! Good job, honey bun. Take a look. You see? And then, okay, now what's gonna happen is Nick is going to take Gianna over to his salon, Arrojo Salon Studio. It's a Arrojo Studio here in New York, and give her the perfect hairdo. And you just did a beautiful thing, young lady. Thank you so much. And before you go, for being so brave, we have something special for you, Gianna. Here you go. An American Girl doll. Do you like dolls? Very nice. If you want to be a part of our Wendy Show Hair Drive, just go to wendyshow.com. We'll be right back. Keep it here. I had big fun today, and on Monday we're having another great show. The talented Kerry Washington is here. I love you for watching today, and I'll see you next time on Wendy. Bye-bye.